All right, welcome to the Triune of Truth Internet TV show. I'm privileged today to be here in Crest Hill, New Jersey at the facilities of maxfit Cardio Fitness Center. And to the left I have Chris Miller, the owner and proprietor. And Chris and I have known each other for a good number of years, and I have a great deal of respect for Chris and his wife Amy for the work that they do, and even more importantly for who they are. So Chris, without any further ado, let me just explain to our listening audience why we're having this interaction. Not too long ago I came up with a terminology of the Triune of Truth. Now, you know I've been a practicing chiropractor for 35 years, and when I sit down often to try to better understand what is the essence, what is the truth of human beings staying well and remaining healthy, I came up with align the spine, eat from the vine, and calm the mind. Now, you and I have had a number of conversations, and when I talk about align the spine, it's not just my work as a chiropractor, it includes a lot of what you do, Chris, and what you and Amy do in terms of spin, in terms of taking good care of the human body, in terms of Pilates, in terms of yoga, etc. But for the listening audience, can you please share with them a little bit about maybe what's unique, and in your particular studio, and what's kind of unique about you and Amy?
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you very much, Chuck, for inviting me.
You're very welcome.
And it's true, we've known each other for a long time, and we've watched each other grow in the business, evolve in the business. And maxfit, we started maxfit about 15 years ago as a spin studio with a spinning program, obviously indoor cycling on spin bikes, but it's evolved since then. It's changed. It's more than just an aerobics class, more than just physical fitness. But as you know, we've come to believe that the mind and the body are linked together. They're equally important. Without one, the other isn't healthy. And I think in the past several years, we've really come up with a program that finds a way of making a healthy connection between the body, the mind, and the spirit. We like to call maxfit an indoor cycling retreat for the body and mind, almost like it's an oasis, a place you can go to get, not the place to hide, but a place to sort of get lost in an hour. Yeah. Step away from the stress of everyday life, and sort of recharge your batteries, and set yourself onto a healthy attitude and a little positive momentum for the rest of the day.
Well, it's interesting. I have, and thanks to you guys, a number of your clients as well as vice versa. Yeah. And what's really nice, and maybe the reason why I'm here, Chris, talking to you, is the inspiration that you provide for these people. So what we all know is that, getting back to my original triune about body, mind, and spirit, this is something that is so integral. And when I hear the people talk about their willingness to come to your 6 a.m., that means they're up at 5 a.m.
They make correction there. It's 5:55, not right. 6 a.m.
There's
a big
punishment
difference.
In those 5 minutes.
We're 5 minutes earlier than the 6 a.m. people.
And what's interesting, those of you who are watching, you can't see this, but there must be, I don't know, there are 30
bikes
here. And to my understanding, they're filled.
They're all filled, and it's not just at 5:55, but at 9:15 in the morning, this room is filled just about every day.
Chris, that's terrific. Let me ask you this question, Chris. I love the idea of helping people understand this game of authenticity. Now, I remember us once speaking, this isn't your first profession, is it?
No. I at one point in my life was a stockbroker. I did some sales in my life. And I guess the biggest change is one day I decided I wanted to stop waking up every day and going to work. And I wanted to wake up every day and do something I love. I believe that we're born with a body, a mind, and develop our spirit. But there's something that we need, and the fourth element that we need to find to make our life complete. And for me, that's passion. And my whole life, I was an athlete. I was into fitness, tried to be as healthy as possible. And one day I decided I was going to try to make a living out of it. And the day you find your passion, whether it's in another person, in a profession, in a hobby, the day you find your passion, everything changes. And that changed for me when 15 years ago. I guess it was about 20 years ago when I started training, but 15 years ago when I opened up my own business. I met my lovely wife, Amy, who's in the background. She's always in the background, but she's always here.
Hi, Amy.
Amy's back there. And really the key to being authentic, being who you really are, is to incorporate your passion into every day.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
That's awesome. For people out there who have a tough time, and let's face it, you're into fitness. I've always enjoyed trying to stay relatively well, but we have an epidemic. We have an epidemic of obesity. I'm not making this up. Everybody who's listening understands it and knows it and reads about it. What is it in your mind? Who is your good client? What are you looking to attract into your facility, Chris?
I think the best way of saying is that I'm looking for people who are willing to take the first step to improving the quality of their life. I always tell people who are already clients, I just ask you to bring someone here the first time and then let me take it from there. To provide what I feel would be an inspiring environment, try to motivate people. It's not easy to come into a room of what you believe to be incredible athletes until you realize they're all just like you.
Yeah.
And the biggest common denominator this room has, there are 30 people in here, the biggest common denominator is always, an attitude, a positive attitude. I believe that, happiness is a choice, and sometimes it takes some effort. And the best way to do that is to be around people who have the same attitude towards health as you do. And I'm sure there are people come in here and are a little bit cynical and sort of a show me attitude. But when you walk into a room with 20, 25 other people who all feel good, all energetic, all trying to be, not trying to stop the clock, but trying to be less bothered by the clock moving forward. With aging can be a gift.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, we're not trying to stop the aging process. We're trying to just make, sort of a youthful exuberance, I like to call it.
Yeah, you bring up a great point because, over the years, I've been studying what makes happy, healthy, successful people tick, Chris, and I'm sure you've probably seen some of the articles or even read some of the books, but there's these places out there called the blue zones, and the blue zones are these places, these cultural areas. There have been 4 or 5 of them that they've studied, but people live on average to 100 to 105 years of age, and they get there well. We can sometimes say, well, we have a large contingency of 100-year-olds. Yeah, but they've been sick with lifestyle illnesses that are being supported by chemistry and things of this nature. So this goes back to the original premise, folks, where align the spine, doing the physical work, keeping the body in motion, and what you just said that prompted something so important is that in this country, Chris, aging is looked at in discord. It's like, oh my God. Where in these other regions, all of these people are so enamored by their family. They're revered as they grow older. And I know that even in some of in the spin classes and what some of the people, tell me is that some of the discussions that you have talk about, healthy attitudes, growing older gracefully. And here's what I know. Whether you're on a spin bike, whether you're taking walks hand in hand with your family, the important thing, folks, is to make sure that this body is kept in motion. Chris, let me ask you a very simple question. If there are people out there who want to get in touch with you, is there a site? Is there a phone number? Can you please just let people know how they could reach out to Chris and Amy at maxfit?
Absolutely. Well, maxfit, first of all, we're located in Crestkill, New Jersey. We have a website, obviously maxfit.com, www.maxfit.com. And you can visit the website. You can sign up for classes online. The website describes classes. We have 3 instructors. Jennifer Sherman's an amazing instructor. She's been with us for 4 or 5 years. And we have a new instructor who is equally amazing, Stacy Lauber, who just started a couple months ago, and myself. So we have 3 instructors. We have a class every day at 9 o'clock, 9:15, 7 days a week. I teach a 5:55 class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the schedule, you can go online. We tweak it sometimes, but the best way to get involved in spinning is to go online, sign up for your first class, come to maxfit with an open mind. When you arrive, the first thing we do is extend a hand. We truly believe this is a family. We treat this maxfit like our home, and the people who come are guests in our home. We make a big deal about knowing everyone's name. You can hide if you like and sort of do your own thing, but as time goes on, you begin to network with other people, and you start to feel like you're part of a team. You know, I truly believe in team as a great way to inspire each other to be better.
And the amazing thing is in the interactions that I've had with many of your clients, that's exactly what they talk about, you know, about the family. And it becomes a social event. And if we can somehow help people to nurture their fitness and their health and their well-being by becoming part of a family, I think you've been inordinately successful. So Chris, let me ask you a question. If our listeners are interested in contacting you, and also just to give them the diversity, because I know this isn't just a spin studio, and I do know that Amy does work with Pilates and yoga, and as I've mentioned before, how important it is for the human body to elongate, you know, not just contract and get that high buffed scenario. And one last thing, I also know from the people that I've seen, because a big problem with people coming to gyms and facilities is they're concerned that their physiology, their body is just not right for it. Do you have a whole variety of people that come to you?
Absolutely. We obviously have the spinning studio downstairs, as I've talked about. The bike, every bike is specially designed to adjust to any size person. You know, it has, if your legs are long, legs are short, upper body long, it doesn't matter. There are many adjustments, so don't worry about that. Every bike has a resistance knob, so you can adjust the tension on the bike to accommodate your strength. So downstairs we can adjust it just to anybody. Upstairs we also have a personal training studio, and my wife does Pilates. And the emphasis is on, you know, we do body analysis first to see what your body can and can't do. We ask you, you know, a medical history, you know, what your track record is with exercise, any injuries, you know, whatever you need to do to educate us as to how best way to follow an exercise program. And then we do what I call functional fitness. You know, nothing. It's just meant to me, being fit means you can move through the day without pain, without thinking about your body. You know, if your arm hurts, you know, we got to address that. You want to move through the day without pain. And one of the best ways to do that is, as you mentioned, flexibility, coordination, balance, resistance training, cardiovascular training. So we try to involve all of that with each of our clients. And obviously it depends what everyone's goal is. But that's where we've had our success. And if anyone ever has a problem, get hurt, you know, we have a good man to send them to. How would my people get a hold of you?
Yeah. Well, I've said this on many occasions, and I just want to say this again. I want to thank you guys for, you know, over the years, the enormous number of people who you have sent on down. And look, when we both come from a place of integrity, you want to help. The bottom line is to support and help people. So collectively, let's see what we can do to try to impact the world. Chris, I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. So, guys, if you're interested in exercise and you need help, please, here is a wonderful husband and wife in a beautiful family setting in a small but very, very inspired, you know, type of environment. Go to the best people. That's who I want to surround myself with. And I hope that each and every one of you are willing to take some action. Thank you for tuning in to the Triune of Health.